Former Oregon Congresswoman Chavez-DeRemer had her Senate committee hearing to become President Trump's labor secretary today.
The former mayor of Happy Valley answered questions from senators about her former pro-union stances, Elon Musk, and what DOJ is doing at the Labor Department. KOIN 6 political director Ken Bade watched that hearing this morning. So, Ken, how did she do? What did she have to say?
Well, those are two different questions. How she did, I think most people think she did pretty well. But she says she no longer supports the PRO Act. And PRO Act would have made it easier for workers to unionize. And she says she will support the president's policies when it comes to American workers. Chavez-DeRemer walked the tightrope between workers' rights and President Trump's agenda, which includes firing thousands of federal workers.
I know there has been a lot of conversation about my support of the PRO Act. Like President Trump, I believe our labor laws need to be updated and modernized to reflect today's workforce and the business environment. As a member of Congress, the PRO Act was the bill to have those conversations.
But Chavez-DeRemer said that she's no longer a congressperson representing the interests of her Oregon constituency. Washington State Senator Patty Murray, vice chair of the Senate Appropriations Committee, grilled Chavez-DeRemer about federal funding freezes and Elon Musk's access to private Labor Department information while still having lucrative government contracts.
Do you believe it is appropriate for someone with such blatant conflicts of interest to have access to those confidential economic and personal information?
Thank you, Senator Murray. If I have the honor of being confirmed by this committee and the full Senate, then I will have the opportunity. I have not stepped foot into the Department of Labor. And I understand.
Well, my question to you is, will you protect the private information of people whose records you will be overseeing? Will you allow anyone, a billionaire or anyone else, to come in and access that?
Again, because I have not been confirmed. I only see the reports that everybody else has seen. I have not been read into that. If confirmed, I will, if confirmed.
You're not answering the question.
If confirmed, I will support the Department of Labor. I think it's important to support the Department of Labor, but I have not been.
Will you support the private information that you will be overseeing? Will you protect that?
I would protect the private information. On this issue, I have not been privy to those conversations with the president. I have seen that, and if confirmed, I commit to you that I will always protect the Department of Labor and those issues.
Well, the hearing lasted about 2 hours, and we'll have to wait to see if her confirmation vote is sent to the full Senate. A number of senators questioned her, including some of the most important grilling coming from, of course, Senator Patty Murray, as well as Bernie Sanders, who's also on that committee, and Rand Paul, who has said that he will not confirm her. So we'll see how it's going to work out. Oregon Senator Ron Wyden, he came out after the hearing and said that he's not going to support Chavez-DeRemer, said that she was blatantly against workers' rights in her answers.
Right. And also, so walk us through that next process. You said if it goes through that next full vote for the Senate, and how soon we could see things move forward here?
Well, the thing that happens now is that the committee members, they'll consult, they'll decide whether Chavez-DeRemer will escalate out of committee to a vote of the full Senate. If the full Senate confirms her, then she becomes labor secretary. That process could take a couple of days. It could take 3 or 4 days. It shouldn't take too long, though. We should know pretty soon whether she's confirmed or not.
All right. Well, a lot happened today, Ken. Thank you so much.